Will It Run? Guys, we're back for another edition of Will It Run, and I'm gonna title this Will It Run because I'm gonna try to fool algorithm into thinking it's about an old car or a truck or something like that, and the thousands of channels out there that get millions of views getting old vehicles that are pieces of crap to run again. But no, this is about maple trees, and this is a follow-up. It's a part 2 to the video I did back at the end of December when I tapped some trees to see if they ran. But what we're gonna do here is we're gonna tap some more trees on February 6th and see if they'll run. Well guys, we're out here in woods number 1. If you watched any other videos, this is the woods I learned how to make maple syrup in many years ago with my dad and grandpa. What we're here to do today is see if the trees will run on February 6th in central Wisconsin, because it's warming up a little bit here and people are getting wound up. I mean, if you go on Facebook, every other post seems to be a picture of the forecast and then, do you think we should be tapping, etc., etc., etc. And it goes on and on and on like that. Well, this is quite early. Back in December when I did tap those trees, the holes did have a little bit of moisture in them, which really surprised me. And this winter hasn't been that harsh. We did have a couple stretches even just last week where we had a couple 20 plus below zero nights, and then back at the end of December we had a little bit of cold weather there, like 15, 16 below, but that was only a couple times. Other than that, it's been a fairly mild winter with not that much snow. So I'm going to tap this right now because I want to see. It's a barometer. It's going to give me an idea, because honestly, we need to be ready to go here in 3 weeks. Traditionally in central Wisconsin, I'd say the start is around the 8th or 10th of March. But last year it was actually much later than that, and the year before that it was about March 3rd when we were actually making syrup. Now with that said, this winter's been a little bit different. Is it global warming? No, I don't think so. I don't believe in man-made global warming. I think that's just a bunch of hooey and an agenda to control us. But if I start another channel, we can talk about that kind of thing there. Is there climate change? Possibly. I mean, the climate changed 10,000 years ago and covered Wisconsin with glaciers. But let's get on to this. Enough of me bloviating. Will it run? All right, guys, what we got going on here is we got a nice sugar maple tree. This is a real big one. Definitely have tapped this for many decades here, myself, the family included, whatever. This is in the north end of the woods, so it's a little bit more shaded. Today, it's about 35 degrees out, and out of the next 10 days, it looks like 7 of them are gonna be above freezing, and tomorrow's gonna be 40 degrees. So, hey, this is a tapping bit, guys. If you want to tap your trees the right way, get a tapping bit. I mean, even if you're a hobbyist, you could use it for many years to come. Get one of these, pick one up. Of course, I just drilled the hole. I mean, as you can see there is some moisture at the hole already. And then of course, this is a tapping hammer. It's kind of handy to have. You can get yourself one of those. This is a stainless steel bit, and this is for a bag. Tap till the sound changes, then you know you got it seated. And then this is the bag and bag holder. This is what we used to do before we did tubing, but this is a good way to check to see if your trees are running, because you can actually see what goes into the bag. I'll put that on there, but let's watch this for a second here. Maybe not a second. See if any sap comes out. Dang, that's boring. Obviously, it's not running today. Tomorrow, it's gonna warm up a little bit more. We'll come back, we'll check it out. Oh! It took a while. It is dripping. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little surprised to see this. I know when you first tap a tree initially, you'll get a bunch of drips right away, And then people get really excited thinking, hey, they're really running. And then they'll come back and there's hardly anything in the bucket or the bag or whatever. That might be what's happening here. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. So it's dripping about every 3 seconds. But I'm gonna put the bag on and we're gonna come back, check it tomorrow. All right, guys, we're back on the mean streets. Let's get this done so I can get back inside before things start going south out here. It gets chaotic at night. I want to get back in there and live to see another day. But anyway, here's my tree out in my yard. It's a nice sugar maple tree. We're gonna give that one a tap. All right, guys, this one definitely isn't showing as much signs of life. We are a little bit further north, and believe it or not, out here on the mean streets, it always has traditionally been a colder climate than it has back at the world headquarters. There's always a little more snow here and typically just a little colder. So we'll come back in 24 hours and we'll see what happened. What's happening? Part 2, guys. Let's head out to the woods. Today on the 8th of February, got a lot warmer. I think it was up to like 44 or 45 degrees. So let's go back here and check out this tree and see where we're at. Ta-da! Let's take a look in there. It's dripping about every 2 seconds. That's a second faster than it did yesterday at this time, 24 hours later. So let's take a look at the volume. Right there. Ta-da! There isn't much. There's maybe like, I don't know, 12 to 16 ounces. So they're running, but they're not running that much. Am I a bit surprised as much as they've done? Yes. This early? Yes. However, around the country, everything seems to be earlier this year. The next 7 or 8 out of 9 days on the forecast have the highs going above freezing. Not as warm as today, 30s, mid-30s, upper 30s, but I think every day that'll kind of loosen things up a little bit more. We're still at least 2 weeks from even being ready to get going, because this is catching everybody by surprise. But again, it's not a big alarm. It's not a big thing to get excited about yet. However, if I had everything tapped, vacuum on, I probably could do a little bit of a boil. So one other thing, why not? Let's check the sugar content. All right, in order to do that, I have one of these refractometers. If you ever get yourself one of these, be careful with it. It's like a $500 and some tool. We'll get some drips here in the refractometer and we will check the sugar content of this February 8th sap. Well, it looks like it's 2.5%. That's not bad. From what I've been seeing around the country in reports like that, it was much lower for the early season stuff. Now, this is Wisconsin, and I think we have higher sugar content sap than anywhere else in the country. I'm not just saying that, it's true, and it's good to see. So hopefully it'll go up from here. Is it anything to get excited about? No. This run right now? Is it something to get ready for? I say yes. It's going to be an earlier season this year. Guys, have a great week. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And remember, always keep it real. And for that final test tap back on the mean streets in the more northern climate of Marshfield, Wisconsin, that one did drip just a little bit, but not even as much as the one back at the world headquarters. So they are dripping a little bit, but it's slow. No alarm yet, but it's time to think about getting ready.